Arab American community leaders, including some of us at AAI, were invited to the White House to meet with President Obama before his upcoming trip to the Middle East. It was an important opportunity to share our wish list with him. Of course, we'd like to see an end to the occupation and illegal settlements, but in the meantime, we asked him to deliver a message of understanding, concern, and commitment to the Palestinian people, to support nonviolent resistance to the occupation, and to make a visit to Bethlehem. Thanks for asking, Mr. President. Senator Carl Levin, the longest-serving senator in Michigan's history, will not be running for re-election. That's bittersweet news for Arab Americans in Michigan. Although Levin is a longtime friend of the community there, he did vote for the National Defense Authorization Act and has a mixed voting record on Israel. One name is already being floated as a possible candidate to replace him, Arab American Congressman Justin Amash. He's a libertarian Republican who's great on civil liberties and second only to Ron Paul in voting out of line with his party. So watch this space for the latest on the race. And Ron Paul's not the only one in the family setting records. Senator Rand Paul spent nearly 13 hours filibustering John Brennan's nomination to head the CIA over concerns about the drone program and targeted killings. How did his colleagues react? Senate Democrats, who strongly opposed civil liberties violations under the Bush administration, gave weak excuses why only one member of their caucus, Ron Wyden of Oregon, supported the filibuster. Ohio's Sherrod Brown had stuff to do. Pennsylvania's Bob Casey said, "People are busy." On the Republican side, Lindsey Graham and John McCain called the filibuster ludicrous, while McCain labeled libertarians wacko birds. Okay. The filibuster did get some unexpected support from Rush Limbaugh, who told Senator Paul,
"You are, in certain ways, a hero to a lot of people today."
For Rush, that's a remarkable departure from his usual neocon thinking. Go figure. A while back, we told you about the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Civil Rights and Civil Liberties finding that it's perfectly okay for border agents to rifle through our phones, laptops, and other electronic devices without any cause or suspicion. Well, the courts disagree. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that the Fourth Amendment to our Constitution, remember that thing, does apply at the border, and DHS agents need to have a reason to search through your electronics. The ruling stated, a person's digital life ought not to be hijacked simply by crossing a border. Let's hope the Ninth Circuit doesn't get droned for protecting terrorists. You may have heard of the case of Noor Judah, a Palestinian-American teacher who's been blocked by Israel from re-entering the West Bank and returning to her students at the Friends School in Ramallah. For the past 2 months, with the help of lawyers and some members of Congress, Noor's been trying to figure out why she's been denied re-entry, and she's not the only one in her predicament. The irony is that while Israel continues to harass American citizens at its borders, it's lobbying Washington for a new law that would make it easier for Israeli citizens to enter the U.S. by waiving the visa requirement. Not fair. Remember the NYPD spying program, where they placed undercover agents in mosques, hookah bars, and Muslim student groups without any suspicion of criminal activity, and came up empty-handed? Well, a new report has been published on the fallout from that program, and it found that it has destroyed relationships between law enforcement and New York's Arab and Muslim communities. We believe the NYPD should repudiate this disturbing practice and work to rebuild trust among those communities. Until then, we'll keep the pressure on.